This is Beyond the Big Screen podcast with your host, Steve Guerra.
Here is another Beyond the Big Screen teaser for episodes coming soon. I hope you enjoy and definitely tune in for the full episodes. If you want to learn more, you can head over to beyondthebigscreen.com. You can support Beyond the Big Screen on Patreon and Subscribestar. By joining on Patreon and or Subscribestar, you can help keep Beyond the Big Screen going and get many great benefits. Benefits include advertisement-free content, bonus content, and early access. The bonus content is great too. I will feature outtakes from episodes and live streaming episodes. If you join at the executive producer level, you will become just that, an executive producer of Beyond the Big Screen. You will be able to develop ideas for upcoming episodes, help find great guests, and of course have your name mentioned at the beginning or end of each episode. You won't just be a supporter, you will be a critical member of the team. Go over to patreon.com/Beyond the Big Screen or subscribestar.com/Beyond the Big Screen to learn more. If you have any questions, comments, or feedback, send me an email to my email address, steve@a2zhistorypage.com, or follow us on social media by searching for A2Z History. I will see you next time Beyond the Big Screen.
Unrealized potential for me. And Teddy Roosevelt's a guy who spent his life looking for unrealized potential that he could aspire to and succeed at. So not running for president again, or promising not to run for president again, basically split him in two. And the rest of his life from 1908 forward was Teddy Roosevelt not being the kind of TR that we know and love. He was out of step, and it felt like like a parallel universe in which, he should have won the presidency. He should have finished out his term. He should have retired, wrote books, and taught history in a college as America's premier elder statesman. Because he didn't do that, he was unfulfilled. And he came back in 1912. I mean, as soon as Taft took over, Teddy started criticizing him. They had a huge falling out, split the Republican Party. In 1912, Teddy tries to get the nomination, fails, starts his own party, splits the Republican vote, and makes Woodrow Wilson president. None of that had to happen. And that promise that he made in 1904, and not being able to take it back, if in 1907 he had said, you know what, there's still more to do in America. I think I still have more work to do as your president. I really didn't serve 2 terms. That pledge I made on election night was the heat of the moment, and I feel like I owe it to the country to run again. He could have done that. And I think everybody would have said, well, okay then, and give him another shot at it. So that was the easy way. And he didn't take the easy way. He took the hard way. And he was in conflict about it for the rest of his life.
You think that in Theodore Roosevelt's case, that it really was a personal conflict, that he didn't know if he wanted to run or if he didn't want to run? Like, if he didn't know that this next step in his life really should be being more president?
When you torpedo your own trajectory, you are a train wreck. If you had just stopped, like even McClellan, when you're on top, you have to stop all the things that are not your best qualities. You have to dial all that stuff down and bide your time, because you're already on top, right? Douglas MacArthur, when you're already on top, you just have to coast to the finish line. That's all you got to do. And they couldn't bring themselves to do it. And that's why they failed.
Now we're moving on to number 3, another New Yorker. We have Aaron Burr.
Right. So Aaron Burr ran for president twice. I think 3 times, actually, 1792, 1796, and 1800. In the 1796 election, he got more votes than George Washington, who wasn't really running. But it's the point I keep making about Aaron Burr is that in 1800, he got more votes than John Adams. He almost got more votes than Thomas Jefferson. He's not a lightweight. And yet today, Aaron Burr's name is mud. And why does that happen? You know? And so Aaron Burr is he's almost a classic train wreck because he was right where he needed to be. And it was only a few decisions that he made that really messed it up for him. And the way that he was perceived, or the way that he let himself be perceived. Alexander Hamilton basically put the nail in his coffin by saying Burr is not a man of principles. Like, he doesn't believe in anything long enough for it to stick. He will do whatever is politically expedient, and that makes him an unreliable chief executive, right? That's Hamilton's argument. That's how the election of 1800 went to Jefferson instead of Burr, because Hamilton said, I don't like Jefferson, but I would rather have a man in the White House of the wrong principles than none at all. And so Hamilton framed that choice for the Federalists, who gave the election to Jefferson.